Hey players, so not only has the Frumpy Dump administration reversed every single policy that was enacted after the tragic murder of Breonna Taylor, they now want to go a step further. They have recommended only a 1-day sentence for the officer, the only officer that was convicted of violating her civil rights the day she was murdered. Y'all, let's talk about it. So last year, a federal jury in Kentucky found Officer Britt Hankinson guilty of violating Breonna Taylor's civil rights by use of excessive force because he fired his weapon through her window. Now, he faces up to life in prison, but Frumpy Dumps DOJ has recommended just a 1-day sentence for him, arguing that the Biden DOJ was excessive in their prosecution of the officer. In the court filing, Frumpy Dumps DOJ suggested that the prosecution was excessive, arguing that Biden's Justice Department had secured a conviction against Mr. Hankinson after his acquittal on state charges and the ending of his first federal trial in a mistrial. It said, and I quote, "In this case, 2 federal trials were ultimately necessary to obtain a unanimous verdict of guilt." They added that Mr. Hankinson, now a felon who was fired from his job 5 years ago, had already paid a substantial penalty for his actions. The jury's verdict will almost certainly ensure that the defendant never serves as law enforcement officer again, and will also likely ensure that he will never legally possess a firearm again. Now, it's very important to note that normally these type of recommendations are filed by career prosecutors with the Justice Department who worked on the case. However, this filing was signed by a political appointee who is a veteran Republican Party activist with close ties to Frumpy Dump and one of her deputies. So, Britt Hankinson faces sentencing next week. It's very interesting to me that Frumpy Dump didn't just go ahead and pardon him. If he gets more than 1 day in prison, they may go ahead and pardon him. I wouldn't be surprised to see that. But I told you guys, if Frumpy Dump became president, all of those civil rights cases that were pending or still in the court process, they were just going to be flushed down the toilet, because Frumpy Dump doesn't give a damn about black lives. This is just one of the many reasons why I wasn't impressed with Frumpy Dump pardoning Larry Hoover. I knew he didn't give a shit about black lives. That's why I can't support anybody that supports Frumpy Dump, because he does shit like this. It makes absolutely no sense. 1-day sentence for Breonna Taylor's 26 years of living for her brutal murder. Y'all put your thoughts. This is Dope with Demo for the Black Here News.